Hey everyone. Figured I'd try doing a voiceover track this time, just to see how that goes. If I don't like it, I'll just use the captions. You'll know when this video posts. This is a great couple of dives at Lake Hydra again. So with Joe and Mike. Mike is right there in the back mount doubles. Joe is off to my left in the blue dry suit. Back at the fire truck. It's kind of hard to avoid the fire truck when you're diving at Lake Hydra. It's a good little point that a couple lines split off from. So I think we hit the fire truck on both dives here. Here's the deep platform, which kind of swim up and over on our way to the helicopter. When we get to the other side of the deep platform and we start descending towards the helicopter, you'll get to see the thermocline where the visibility drops for about 3 or 4 feet. You'll see Mike swim through it in a minute or two. You can see the line already kind of disappearing into the abyss. Yep, there it is right there. And it was just like that for like 3 or 4 feet and then cleared back up once we got into the colder water. I think this was my first time at the helicopter, which was really cool the way it kind of, the shape of it pierced through the murky water, and it's huge. It's so big, and it's a great little swim through. You can still see the visibility is okay for Lake Hydra. And these guys did a really good job of doing their frog kicks and not kicking up all the silts, so I could see my swim through. I could not say the same. Fortunately, no one was behind me. This is also a first for me, I'm pretty sure, unless this van used to have a roof. Yeah, this is the van. There's a fun little swim through on our way back to the shallows. And we're back at the fire truck and give a little pet to the bulldog. And I think there were some students hanging around there, just a guess. We're back in the shallows, and then I realized we were only in 3 feet of water, so I just stood up. And that was the first dive of the day.
Where I typically reach for my inflator, I grab the top.
This was probably one of my favorite descents that I've done. I don't often get to do a full-on free fall descent. Either doing shore diving or kind of a progressive drop down. You'll see Joe kind of leads this dive. I just dump all the air and drop with Joe. As you see, kind of leave Mike behind. He catches up eventually, but it was really cool just to kind of have that falling elevator feeling as we drop past these divers. Just hanging out at the pier on our way down. And there we are at the bottom of the pier. This was great. At one point, I kind of looked down and saw my light that was just clipped off to my BCD shining down, and basically it did nothing. There was, I couldn't see the bottom, and we were in already, I think it was 65 feet of water. So yeah, it got really dark down there really fast, but it was a really cool dive. And this was a fun part of the dive. We followed the pump pipes for a while, like all the pipes that used to pump the water out of the quarry. And you can see Mike was just swimming right between the two. I'm not that coordinated just yet, but it was pretty impressive to see Mike and Joe swim in and around those pipes. It was a cool kind of visual navigation mark. And then at this part, it kind of, the bottom sort of steps up with the rafters from the pier. Or I think it's the pier. I'm not sure if it's the pier or the pump house. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Joe and Mike accepted the challenge of kind of swimming under the beams. And I saw this and decided to just go up and over. Mike was very kind on a surface interval. You know, he saw I had my camera for the first dive, and he said, "Hey, if you want, I'll take some footage of you on the next dive and hand it to me," which is very nice. I'm just much more comfortable holding the camera than being in front of it. And you can see my frog kicks are very much a work in progress. And then that's it. Now, my 15 seconds in front of the camera was plenty. And you can see here we actually swim back under the pier, which is where we descended from. And you can see actually how far that drops. That's a really good angle to really put that to scale. And then we're back feeding the bass, or rather, I think Mike feeds the bass. I can never find the crayfish, and bass are far too impatient for me. And Joe, you see here is the last shot. Joe, while we're just hanging out in the shallows, doing our safety stop, just takes off his mask to try to practice breathing without his mask on, which, good for him. I don't like the cold water rushing up my nose. Probably should practice that. Well, thanks for watching.